marbled epoxy resin, coffee beans, and an adorable DTF sticker. Today I want to do a decorative cutting board to hang on my wall in my kitchen. I love coffee, so that is going to be the theme for today. I've already got my coffee beans pulled out. I picked through them to get the little broken pieces and such out. I want to put some of the coffee beans in each of the four corners of this mold. And then I also want to put some in the handle area. And I'm not worried about them all facing up or all facing down. I figure they can go back and forth. That gives it a little more of a texture variation for the look. So I am an absolute coffee lover. Are any of you out there coffee lovers too? I mean, I'm bad. I drink coffee when I get up. I drink coffee all day long at work. And I will drink coffee all the way up until I'm getting ready for bed. Are any of you like that? Once we get this done, well, pardon me, we will be ending the project using a DTF sticker for the center area, which is, it's just adorable. No, they don't all have to be facing what I consider up, but I definitely want to make sure that some of them are. We also need to make sure they're just single layer. I don't want them piling up on themselves and on each other. Try to keep them from being on their sides. Let's see, I think I will connect each of the corners here with a few. Give it a spray. Hopefully I'll take care of bubbles that are in there. We're going to add some clear to the bottom here. Alright, I have both my colors mixed up. This one is coffee, colored by Resin, and this is wheat by that. However you want to try and pronounce that. Alright, so we have a little bit of clear down on the bottom. Spray with the isopropyl alcohol one more time. Now I want to drizzle this around. Actually, I want to get that up there a little bit better. Get the clear spread out a little more. I thought it was going to spread out the rest of the way on its own. Kind of didn't. So I'm hoping this will give it a nice marbling, lighter, darker look to it. Where we have, well, basically a marbling effect. I'm remembering how that one tray that I did, the midnight blue and silver and white, I'm hoping it reminded me. If you remember, part of it, I ended up putting some clear resin onto the mold first, but not on all of it. And the area that I did do it, it had a different and cool effect. And so that's kind of what I was hoping might be able to happen here. Oops, I'm not sure, but I can at least try for something like that. I know what I'm doing right now is not going to necessarily be there in just a couple minutes because the resin's going to be moving around and doing its little happy thing. But perhaps I can help guide it just a little into something cool. And it's definitely going to do its own strange things. Oops. I see a bubble here. Draw that out. There we go. Let's see if there's any other large ones that have floated up already in the bean area. Oh, I'm going to do it. Just drizzling the clear over the top. Again, hoping that it will help create a unique design. Looks like I'm going to have to babysit this for a little bit because I have enough resin in here that some of the beans are wanting to travel. So I want them to stay out toward the corners. So I'll just have to keep an eye on them and move them around a little bit every so often. I shouldn't have to worry about it for very long. Probably just another few minutes. Alright, so look at that. The resin that has the mica powder in it is actually crawling up underneath the beans. Can you see it? I'll show you at the end of the video. I can do that because I think it's going to be interesting to see what the backside looks like. Mind you, it's just going to be the backside, but just so that then we can see how it did crawl more. Actually, I want to use the heat gun just a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now we'll leave this cure so that we can then put our DTF sticker on it and give it a top coat. Move that beam back up there. Alright, we are back for the next stage. Now then, I want to let you know, the way I got this design was after off camera. Remember how I was just going to babysit the coffee beans for a few more minutes? They did shift a little more. The reason why I ended up using just a little too much resin in the first layer. If I would have used 50 or 60 milliliters less resin, like of the clear, maybe what I drizzled on at the end, I wouldn't have had nearly the problem with the beans floating. Not that big of a deal. I just had to babysit for a few more minutes. But while doing that, when I was about done, they seemed where they weren't really moving anymore. I then, grabbed a tool and I did a squiggle line going down and just squiggle lined, because at that point the resin was starting to thicken again, because I did use the heat gun. And the reason why I did that was because I started noticing a lot of little micro bubbles still holding on to the beans. So I wanted to get rid of them if at all possible. So that's why I used the heat gun, which reliquefied and made the resin start moving more again. So it was a good learning experience for me, because I want to be able to make more of these types of things with the coffee beans and a marbling type thing mixed combined with it. Different designs though, so we'll see how this one comes out. But I did have my gloves on when I did the resin, when I mixed the resin up, but I wanted to take them off so we could put the sticker on. This is the one I've chosen because I know that feeling. I've had that face before when I need my coffee. So let's start off by peeling the back off. And looks like this is where we're going to be putting it. It started laying down and sticking, so once a DTF sticker starts going on, that's where it goes. You can't peel them back up once they go into place, because the design portion of the sticker you'll tear. just the heads up with how that works. So now I just want to rub it on really good. All right. Okay, here we go. Grab the corner. Try to grab the corner. Start peeling. There we go. And just keep an eye on it. If you have any of the stickers start lifting up, just press it back down, rub on that spot a little bit more, and then start peeling again. Almost there. There we go. Just making sure the edges are still down good. Now then, those couple of little spots, the little bit air bubbles, just gonna puncture them. As soon as I poked that one, it sucked itself right away. Completely disappeared. Okay, I think that looks pretty darn good. So, now, we'll go ahead. Oh, I don't want to even touch the cup until I put my gloves on. That's so cute. There. Okay, so, that way we can be sure keep those bubbles from being in the way. Yeah. Here we go. So, here we go. I do want to get the beans covered if I can. I think I've mixed up enough. Like I said, this one's a learning experience for me. I've been wanting to make something like this for a long time, and now is my chance. And I hope you're able to learn something on how to do this, whether you're using coffee beans or something else. You know, I'm hoping that this will help you maybe learn a little bit also. This is one of those projects where we both get to learn a little, huh? There. Now then, we do need to run around because I'm seeing some little bubbles, and I don't think they're from the previous pouring, at least not most of them. Let me check. Oh, this is a little bubble that was there that I couldn't even see. But I can get into it and force out the bubble that's there. So that'll make that one basically disappear. So that's good at least. There we go. Yep. Right along the edge. All right, let's get this covered up. All right, it's the next day. Let's see how everything came out. We can go ahead and unmold now. Yay. I know it's not much of a reveal, it feels like, huh? Oh, that is so nice looking, though. What I mean is, you couldn't really see how well it looked because this just took away from it. Wow. You want to see what the back looks like? Now, it's just the back, but that's crazy looking. That is from putting that clear down first, it made it where the mica colored resin was able to kind of shift, and I don't know, it almost looks like it's bubbling and everything else. But see what I was saying? It was crawling up underneath the little coffee beans. We do have a bubble there. Luckily, it's hidden by the bean. Don't see it. Yes. So, there we go, guys. It actually looks... I am really happy with it. This is going to look great in my kitchen. So, let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. If you like my videos and you haven't subscribed, love it if you'd subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. So, I think this was a great learning experience for me. Hopefully this helped you out if this is something you've been thinking about doing. I am going to leave a couple of pictures at the end of the video. So take a look at them, and I will catch you later, guys. Bye for now.